To splice or not to splice? That is the question.
Look, I can go on for days ranting and venting on how dope the platform is, but let me sum it up and save you a lot of time and peace of mind by saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Master Miller, and this is my Splice Review. Now roll that intro. So there's a company called Splice, right? And word around town is it's supposed to be like an amusement park for producers. Well, turns out they had a 14-day trial. So one day, after running to yet another beat block, I told myself I would never let this happen again. Running to that wall of creative end. So I go to splice.com, and right there glowing on the home page is that little enticing blue button that said, try free. So Okay, stop, time out. We'll get a little bit more into what my experience has been in a minute, but let's get clear on what we're here to talk about. Splice, y'all heard about it, you speculated using it, maybe you weren't clear on what it was all about. So you went to YouTube, searched Splice reviews, came across this video, and boom. So let's talk about just that. But make sure you stick around to the very end, because as always, there will definitely be some educational gems throughout this entire video. So what is Splice exactly? And what all does it have to really offer? In short, Splice is a cloud-based music creation and collaboration platform. Furthermore, it's a subscription-based platform that provides you with access to an endless sonic library, where you can preview samples on the spot, download them on a whim, and easily integrate these sounds in your current DAW session. All of which, of course, as the platform states, are royalty and license-free. Follow me, don't let me lose you. I did mention collaboration, as collaboration and community are a large part of the platform's fabric. So hear me when I say this Splice world is so much more than just one big endless sound pack. So check it, it gets better. But before we do, let's jump straight into the next chapter and revisit my user experience. Pros and cons, let's go. I go anywhere. Okay, so the way we're gonna do this section is in no order of importance. I'm just gonna dish it to y'all just as I experienced it, good and the less than ideal. So let's start off with that little blue button that said try free. Now I knew damn well I wasn't gonna make it 2 weeks in this free trial, but I thought it was really generous of Splice in allowing their users to swim the platform for 2 weeks before they jump in on their subscription. I mean, they could have stiffed us with 3 days, but they didn't. And to go one deeper on the trial experience, they do allow you to download sounds from select sound packs for free. Yes, you heard me right. You can download certain samples from certain packs even before you subscribe. So another good job on the 14-day trial and allowing the user to download select samples for free to let them know it's real. It's easy to find sounds, although I kind of felt like they were holding back on the deep dive with accessing their entire library of sounds during the trial phase. I must say, navigating through the site was a breeze, not hard at all, because as we all know, finding your way through any given site is probably one of the biggest factors of the user experience. So, good job to Splice on the user interface also, because that's easy to get wrong. Moving forward in the experience. Okay, so being a content creator myself, I can really respect and appreciate Splice's incorporating supporting educational content. So one morning I jumped back on Splice only to have the site greet me with a playlist of trending tutorial videos, which I found extremely helpful and insightful. Yes, of course, we could find similar videos somewhere out there on the YouTube frontier, but these videos are Splice specific, thus optimizing your experience here on the platform. So another good job, Splice, for packaging in the additional educational content. I can appreciate that, as I know others will too. And with this one being the biggest factor within the world of Splice, not only is their sound library fire, it's forever evolving. So due to the platform constantly updating their site with new sounds means your sound stays fresh and never becomes dated. So people normally buy sound packs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But unless your sound packs are super unique or just classic quality sounds, what will tend to happen is seasons later, those sound packs that you once loved get old. They become tired and are no longer inspiring new sound. And I'm sure you can see how that can become an issue. With that being said, another for Splice with providing us with the forever evolving sound library. Oh, and since this is a review, and here at Sound Society, we like to keep things thoroughly informative, I want to share with y'all a little bit more insight within the sound library that you don't want to overlook. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all this one time. Do not sleep on their endless sound library. Why do I care? How does this add value, you may say? Well, this is Sound Society, keyword sound. And Splice has a section titled Cinematic Effects. And when you click on that tab, a whole new dimension opens up. At least for me it did. In my opinion, this poses as extreme value for those that fall anywhere in the spectrum of content creation, where although the visual aspect is primary, the sound design enhances everything we're watching and is often overlooked and underappreciated. So Splice definitely gets an extra on this one for covering such a wide spectrum of sound. Next. Okay, so although I won't need to use it much because I take my laptop damn near everywhere I go, what I love about the app is, say you're really in production mode, like I am almost 24/7, and you're trying to maximize your productivity, but you still have to do life. You're bound to find yourself stuck in a lobby waiting somewhere, waiting to be seated at a restaurant or say the tire shop, and you're itching to start creating your next track. Well, with the app, you can pull out your phone, hop on Splice, audition some sounds. Ooh, I like that one. Boom. Download it, and automatically, yeah, you guessed it, it syncs directly to your Splice downloads in the cloud, where it will be waiting for you when you make it home, ready to start your next session. Come on, man. Man, these guys are on fire. I know there's gotta be something that's not so great to address at some point or another. Now, I did say the good and the less than ideal. So according to the internet highway, since Splice's inception, there's been a handful of copyright claims against producers that have apparently used the platform to create some, well, big records. Look, you got a lot of people sourcing the same samples from the same platform, with some producers creating top Billboard hits. That should just shed light on how dope the Splice world actually is. And we should not let that be a deterrent with continuing us to use it as a creative tool. So what are you gonna do, right? Well, there is something you can do to prevent or minimize the chances of this happening. So before I go into a full-blown rant on this topic, I would much rather offer y'all more value by providing y'all with solutions, as I like to keep my talks more progressive in nature. So to minimize the lame suits from flying, as a producer / beat maker, you can 1. Change the BPM of the sample. Speed it up or slow it down. 2. You can apply equalization in a creative manner to alter the feel of the sample. 3. You can change the pitch of the sample, pitch it up or pitch it down. 4. You can chop the out the sample, and in that same vein, you can rearrange the chord progression altogether. 5. You can add a plethora of effects to the sample, once again in a creative manner, keyword creative. 6. You can reverse the sample, and 7. If all else fails, you can call in a musician that you have in your network to have them come through and recreate the sample with a completely different instrument. Now, I'd really hate to shortchange the conversation on such a colorful topic, but if you'd like to see a video focus on me demonstrating these techniques of what I just spelled out to make your Splice sample loops sound a little bit more unique or original, if you will, leave a comment saying we want a Making Splice Samples Unique video. And while you're at it, invite your audio friends to the channel and have them comment too. If we can get 50 comments requesting that video, I will stop production and start making that video right away. If not, we'll just continue with the videos we have in queue. But yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a creative platform made for creative people to use as a creative tool to inspire creativity. So make sure while you're using Splice that you remain creative and put your own spin on the sample. Moving on. So this was a little disorienting for me at first, because when I first downloaded my first sample, I was checking for it in my downloads where it would usually be when I download anything else. Right? Is this only me? Am I the only one that would check there? But after downloading in Splice, when I went to my downloads, it wasn't there. But once I peep how they got this thing wired, it's actually pretty smooth. So hopefully from watching this, it saves you from some confusion and frustration as well. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do after you start your actual subscription is install the Splice desktop app. Once you've done that, from there on, whenever you download anything on Splice, your samples will automatically sync with your desktop app. And from there, you can literally just drag and drop straight from the app window into your DAW. So for me, accessing my downloads was like a pro-con. Very stupid at first because I wasn't understanding the workflow, but once I figured it out, magic. All right, the price, straight no chaser. The entry plan as of March 2022 sits right at $10 a month, which provides you with 100 credits. It's 1 credit per download, at least for everything I've needed. And for context, I feel like I've low-key gone in on Splice the last 2 weeks and still have 68 credits left on my current monthly cycle. Mind you, at the end of your monthly cycle, unused credits will then roll over, which I've heard of most people not being able to spend the credits fast enough, which in my opinion is not even something to complain about. Just go harder and make more music. Look, I'm not rich, neither do I produce music full time. I do the full span of this content creation life, which means I'm not posted up making music all day. And I'm in this thing because I love music that much. So if you're a producer and you're serious about your craft, like you really claim you're about this audio production life and you're not in this thing, what are you doing? I'm always keep it real with y'all. Do you need Splice to make music? No. But it'd be a whole lot cooler if you did. Okay, last one, I promise, so check it out. You can't do a review on Splice and casually mention this aspect of the platform. And this almost went over my head. But I have to say, coming from years of working solo off the deep end with my own creativity, I must say I'm super hype on this feature. Now, in all transparency, I've yet to see this process through due to co-producer availability and time constraints, but I will get to it, which might call for a Splice review part 2, the update. Might have to do that. But check it out. As I understand it to be, I can start a track and say FL Studio, upload it to the Splice cloud, and then have my guy up in Austin access that session via the cloud, add whatever to it, and we can pass the thing back and forth until we come up with something that's undeniably fire. So to me, although the sound library is the focal, in my opinion, the project collab file thing they got going on is just as crucial as the sound library, if you ask me. I'm just saying, I think that collab thing is kind of serious. That's where a lot of the magic can happen, buddy. Chapter closed. A 14-day trial. I didn't even make it 6 days before I jumped into my subscription. Look, I could go on for days ranting and venting on how dope the platform is, but let me sum it up and save you a lot of time and peace of mind by saying, if you're a producer / beat maker and you're actually serious about your craft, Splice awaits. We left the link in the description for your convenience for those who are proactive, and at this time I feel it's important to remain transparent by letting y'all know that y'all will be supporting the channel by jumping into your subscription, as we will receive a small compensation for those who choose to do so. I'm saying, if you feel like you have an ear for music, if you feel like you got a knack for this world of sound, but more often than not find yourself solo with nobody to collab with, Splice is all the collaboration you will need to build your archive of tracks. I also want to say to any newcomers out there that are still tuned in, if you made it this far and this happens to be your first video, thanks for swinging by and checking us out. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and if any aspect of this video resonated with you today, I strongly encourage you to hit that subscribe button, and then of course share this video with any of your people that you know that have been looking to step up his or her production game. At any rate, if you're one of those who actually are wanting to see this channel grow, any of these 4 actions are how you can help. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything you take away from this video, let it be the words evolution and collaboration, as we are all in deep need of both. And it is in my opinion that Splice not only promotes but provides you with just that. The outlet and the tools to help you evolve, and a platform that makes collaboration a breeze. As always guys, I'm here for y'all in the comment section. If you've ever left a comment, you know I'm good for it. If y'all have any questions, y'all already know. Holla at your boy. Till the next video, my name is Master Miller. Peace, love, creativity.